All right. Welcome everyone to 600 Pounds Down podcast. I'm Coach Justin. Got a cool looking background because, we try to keep it fun around here. All right. Solo ep today, but I want to talk today about food being our medicine. It's funny because when we say that, people think, so what's that mean? Does it mean I don't have to go to a doctor anymore? Does it mean I don't have to take medications anymore? What does that mean? I'm not saying stop taking your medications, okay? I am simply sharing with you that food can really assist the body on becoming healthier. It can assist the body with becoming what it should be. God has placed foods on this earth to assist us in our health. And I'm going to just scratch the surface today and what those foods are and what that can mean, what that can be. But there's a ton out there, man. If you look into Chinese medicine, if you look into herbs and spices, there's tons more that are out there that people can utilize to really help their body become healthier, if you will. But today, what I want to talk about is defining what this actually means and what I'm trying to communicate here. But food being medicine is simply just saying, hey, here's an opportunity for you to take in a substance that God has given us to assist the body on healing, potentially reversing, and guiding you into better health, if that makes sense. All right. So, food being medicine, really important to actually talk about today because it's funny because we have food at our disposal. I mean, if you walk into a grocery store, you see all sorts of things, right? You see berries, you see apples, you see chips, you see donuts, you see all sorts of things. But certain foods are obviously better for you than other foods, if that makes sense. Okay. So a lot of people will walk around and they'll go to the store and find items that, okay, what is the quickest item to make tonight for dinner? What's going to feed the family? I'm on a tight budget. I have to make sure I'm not purchasing foods that are beyond my budget. I I mean, what's going to taste good? What are they going to eat? All those questions start to rise up, right? And so we have a decision to make at that moment. What can we purchase? What can we grow if we have a garden? What can we hunt for my hunters out there that will put food on a table, but yet also feed my family? It's going to be healthy for my family and myself. Food has the power to heal the body and it has power to destroy the body. God created foods, but man corrupted the foods. Man took and put their hand in the pot and we started making food taste really, really good, but it's really, really bad for you. All in the name of a dollar and selling these items. Because the manufacturers don't care what this food is doing to your body. They only care about how much am I selling. They only care about how much am I going to make? What's the profit? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not against corporate America trying to make a dollar. I'm not against a business trying to make money. I'm not against that at all. But what I am saying is this: we need to be wise on what we do purchase. I'm like the next guy. I enjoy cookies here and there. I enjoy potato chips. I enjoy those things here and there in moderation. When I say moderation, I'm not talking every day. I'm talking maybe once a week, maybe once every other week. Very little because they're treats, and that's how I treat them. I treat treats like treats. Okay, say that 3 times fast. I treat treats like treats. Okay, I just messed it up, so you can see that's not easy to say. But you treat it like that. It's nothing to overindulge in because that brings sickness to the body. So anyway, you're going to the store, you're purchasing items that are good for you, and we have to understand that there's death in the grocery store, there's death, or there's life. There's life in the grocery store, right? But the food you consume today, I mean, friends, will impact your tomorrow. The foods you consume today are going to set you up for success or set you up for failure. The foods that you consume today will feed the addiction or they will help destroy the addiction. So, where are you sitting today? Where are you standing today? What's your choice today? Are you going to walk into the store after work today and pick up a 6 pack of soda? They make 6 packs anymore. I was going to say beer, but we all don't do that after work, right? Come on. No, but you get what I'm saying. We're not just going to go grab a pizza at Little Caesars. We're not just going to go buy potato chips, right? Because we understand that's something that many people want to do, but we have to understand what's the consequence of that. What's going to happen if I continue doing this? So, food choices matter, and what you consume going into the food is medicine thing. What you consume could cause inflammation response, could cause premature disease, could cause you to gain fat, could cause blood sugar spikes without needing to cause a blood sugar spikes, if you will. So consuming the wrong foods creates havoc in the body. When your body's under stress from what you're putting in your mouth and what you're ingesting, you're adding more fuel to a body that wants to heal. And I say it wants to because we're not allowing it to heal because we're feeding it junk. We're feeding it bad foods. Because a lot of us are addicted to the flavors of those foods. A donut tastes really good. I'm not going to take that away, right? It's like that tastes really good. Or that bag of Doritos really hits the spot. Or that pizza from Caesar's, even though I don't really like Caesar's pizza, but whatever, I'm just going to use it because it's cheap and easy to get. That hits a spot for some people, right? It does the trick. And then we don't just stop there. We got to have some ice cream afterwards. And what we're doing is we're wreaking havoc on our body, friends. We're taking what we're supposed to have as fuel and as medicine, and we're just corrupting that. We're choosing something different, and it's we're ingesting something that's not becoming medicine. It's actually becoming a poison to our bodies. So before you jump back into the grocery store with your grocery list that's quick and easy items, just understand there are better foods for you to choose from. Your choices will impact tomorrow, like I've already explained, but also your choices will set you up for success or failure. Your choices will help you meet your goals or take away from your goals, okay? But every bite that you consume is either feeding disease or fighting disease. If you're a person today who struggles with maybe you have indigestion issues, maybe you have some form of diabetes, maybe you have a autoimmune disorder, maybe high blood pressure, high cholesterol, maybe you're fighting a terminal disease, maybe you have heart disease. I mean, migraine headaches. There's a lot of things people struggle with, right? Pains and aches, stomach issues, digestive issues, all the things, obesity. Maybe you're underweight. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere, right? You're fighting these things every time you take a food and you consume it. You're picking a food that's either going to fight against what you're struggling with or it's going to help continue the process of it helping, not helping your body, right? Like we have to identify that. We have to get to that. So there are foods that heal the body. And I'm not going to take a ton of time on this, but I want to give you some options. I think we can all be aware if we want to just put everything in a category. I think it's easily can come down to, hey, we all know that fruits and vegetables, and for my listeners out there who say fruits and vegetables, not a big fan because of the oxalates in them and plant nutrients and this and that. I'm gonna it's not everyone in America or in this world who cannot eat plant foods, okay? There actually are more studies confirming plant foods are good for you than they are bad for you. A lot of my carnivore buddies will say, no, 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 I don't do plants. And some of them, they're absolutely right. Their body doesn't respond well to them. And some of that could be because their gut microbiome is not in a good place. But some of them do have real big sensitivities to these items like plant foods, greens, and things like that. So we are talking to the majority of America today and those listening around the world, not the minority when it comes to fruits and vegetables, okay? So if you know you struggle with oxalates and you can't oxalates, if you can't stomach them or if your body responds to them, then don't eat them. That's okay. But for those of 90% of us who can tolerate them and actually does well for our bodies, we can do this. So give your body life. I'm talking go with the berries, man. Berries are so good. That's number one. Berries, they're amazing for you. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, berries, all the berries, okay? They are so good for you because of the antioxidant power in them. Many studies are showing and confirming that they help fight against cancer. They help bring healing and less inflammation to the body. They help blood sugar regulation. I mean, they have powerful plant nutrients that are good for your body. And so when you consume those, they will help bring healing. Now let's get into the mix of is it organic better or is it non-organic? Honestly, organic's always going to be better just because we know that they're most of the time, 99% of the time, pesticide free and don't have anything chemically on them. Okay. Regulations state that they're not allowed to be grown near items that contain any chemical, or they're not allowed to be sprayed with chemicals to fight off bugs and other things like that, right? So organic's always better, but what if you can't buy organic? Your budget doesn't allow for it. I know in my family, I buy it periodically, but then there's times of the month where I'm like, guess what? We can't get organic today. We're gonna have to go with regular stuff today. So I buy just natural, normal berries that are non-organic, and we use it. And what we do, friends, is we take vinegar, white vinegar, baking soda, and water, and soak it in that mix for about 10 to 15 minutes. That helps take a lot of the pesticide residue off of that. Now, of course, we can't get underneath the skin. So at times, yes, you're going to get some kind of residue, but the good news is most of it's gone. Now, the hope is that it's so minimal that you're not going to be impacted by it. Okay. If you're eating healthy foods and doing the right thing, you're not going to be impacted by the minor bit of chemical that might be on these foods. That's why it's important to wash them well. Important to switch up your foods periodically as well. Anyways, berries are great to go by. Organic's always best. Leafy green vegetables, they're great for detoxing the liver. They're great for kidney function. They're great for blood circulation. They have a lot of antioxidants as well, fighting heart disease, fighting cancer, lowering blood pressure. They're also great to help lower cholesterol numbers and things like that. A lot of them contain like magnesium, potassium, all great minerals for the heart, to the electrical system of the heart to help that function properly. I mean, there's a lot of things like even broccoli, all the vegetables, right? Vegetables are just so insanely good for you that I would encourage you to have many vegetables throughout the day. Start out slow though, because we know when you increase vegetable consumption or fruit consumption, there's something called fiber, which helps you, have a movement, if you will, the bowel movement. All right. And you might get some gas. So just be careful, start slow and start ingesting those things as you go. Like omega 3s are great for you, friends. Go into the store, buy some wild caught salmon, buy some sardines, try to find fish because fish is great to fight against heart disease. It's great for brain health. There's a lot of things anti-inflammatory. I mean, it's just good for your body overall. I would also encourage things like fermented foods, like kombucha, drinks like kombucha or sauerkraut that is in the refrigerated section, not the fresh stuff that you see in a can or a jar. You can certainly eat that stuff, but the probiotics, the good healthy bacterias, the cultures are found in the refrigerated items. Okay, so I would encourage sauerkraut, refrigerated pickles. Those are great for you too. Now, it doesn't count if you go buy that stuff fresh and then all of a sudden put them in your refrigerator. All right. That doesn't create any type of healthy gut microbiome for you. Okay. It's just, your gut bacteria will eat the things you ingest. But if you want to have some probiotics and good cultures and good probiotics in those foods, then you want to buy them chilled because it keeps them alive. And that way, they're not, processed in the sense of killing those things. So, that being said, fermented foods are really good for gut regulation, for mood support, digestive support. Turmeric's a good supplement to take in. That really helps a lot with inflammation response as well. There's just a lot, friends. There's a lot out there. That's just some of those things. I'm even a big fan of grass-fed beef. Some of you might be hating on that right now, saying beef's not good for you. I'm a big believer in eating beef. I'm a big believer in eating chicken. Free range is always best. I love eggs. Eggs are a multivitamin. Liver, if you can buy organic liver, grass-fed, that's even great for you as well. It helps your body. It's like a multivitamin for the body. But food, when you consume these types of foods and get rid of the processed junk, you will notice after about a month of doing so, and yes, I said a month because we're going to use patience here, a month after doing this creates an environment in your body where inflammation goes down. And when inflammation goes down, less pain, less disease. Here we go. We're on track to become a healthier person and we'll feel much, much better. And then if you're on a medication, a lot of times when we start consuming healthier foods, if you're shooting insulin because you have to do that with your blood sugar, because your blood sugar levels aren't stable, then guess what? Your pancreas is not working right. You can actually help, especially type 2 diabetics, tongue-tied, while eating healthy, smaller meals, lots of protein, and minimal carbohydrate and healthy carbohydrates. What will happen, friends, is this. You're going to use less insulin. Your pancreas is going to thank you. I promise you that, okay, when you start eating healthier and pairing your foods correctly. Protein, healthy carbs, avoiding the extra sugary, yucky stuff that your body's going to say no to, okay? So there's a lot of foods that we just touched on. There's a lot more to talk about. I mean, you can go and Google a ton of foods that lower inflammation in the body, that bring healing to the body. But I'm not going to share a ton more today. One more I will share though, dark chocolate. And make sure your dark chocolate is at least 90% cocoa. Okay, 90%. Reason being, less sugar, higher antioxidant compounds. It's good for you. And if you need more sugar on it, if it needs to be sweeter, what you would do is simply just put a little bit of honey on top of that. There you go. You got a little sweetness to it. And honey has a lot of antioxidants as well. Actually, taking in honey has been shown to actually decrease allergens in the body, especially raw local honey. All right. So there you go. Heal your allergies by consuming whole natural foods. And there's a lot of studies out there when people do clean up their dietary approach, when they start consuming healthier items, getting rid of the sodas, getting rid of the junk food, maybe only having those things a couple times a month in moderation, they start to see differences in their body. They start seeing fat melt off the body. They start seeing their blood pressure come down. They start seeing cholesterol numbers come down. They start seeing their diabetes become better. They're reacting better to radiation therapy when it comes to cancer treatments. There's a lot of things that are becoming better for people because they chose to invest in healthier foods to put them into their body to help their body heal. Now, some of you may look at this today and say, how on earth can I afford this stuff? Just pick the best you can. You might not be able to afford every little item you're looking for, but start small. Start with frozen berries. Start with, instead of getting fresh stuff, start with frozen. Try to find organic if possible. Split it up. You know, when you eat foods that are more nutrient dense, what happens from there is this. You actually become more satisfied. When you consume processed foods like a bunch of chips and cookies and cakes and crackers, they don't satisfy you. They do not have protein, which is a satisfying macronutrient that you want. Protein is good, protein good, sugar bad. Okay. You want to make sure you're consuming healthy protein at your meals, but not empty carbohydrates. Empty carbohydrates would be like your crackers, would be like your sweets that you would eat, your potato chips. Yes, it's potato. Yes, that's not the worst for you and contains potassium, but they're usually fried in vegetable oils, soybean oils, and just oils that are bad for your body. That's another thing you'd want to do as well, friends. Get rid of the silly, I was going to say stupid, like I'm in third grade. Get rid of the terrible oils for you. Soybean oil. Minimize that in your life. Canola oil, get rid of it. Vegetable oil, get rid of it. They should not be consumed hardly at all. They should be consumed very rarely, maybe once or twice a week, okay? But they should not be a normal part of your diet. Olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil. There's many others as well, but those are the top three I would highly suggest for you just because they have better responses by the body as they're metabolized. All right. So get rid of the processed stuff. It's not helping you. Avoid processed sugars. Not good for you. A lot of us could probably benefit well by cutting out the carbohydrates that are not good for our bodies. Stick with fruit. Stick with sweet potatoes. They're amazing for you. Vitamin A. Full of antioxidants and fiber. Keep the skin, but scrub it really well. Get organic if possible. These foods will get you better. These foods will help your body heal, but it will take some time. So be patient and just apply the principles. If you're tempted to cheat, then you need to have an accountability partner to work with you on that, okay? There's seriously a lot of things you can do to avoid going the wrong direction, all right? But what I would do, friends, is some practical steps you can take as we close would be first and foremost, make a list of items you could purchase. And maybe you're not going to just switch everything out right away, but start switching some small items out. Maybe instead of buying soda, you're going to start buying more water because hydrating your body is also important, okay? Maybe instead of purchasing cereal, you're going to try some sprouted oatmeal. Maybe instead of purchasing frozen dinners, you're going to maybe start trying to purchase some chicken and vegetables. Maybe you're going to start incorporating a salad a couple times a week. Maybe you're going to switch into berries instead of switching into chocolate-covered berries, okay? But start making those changes and focus on eliminating one or two foods a week and replacing those items with one or two foods a week. It doesn't have to be an overnight thing. This can take place over a period of time. This can take place over a year if it need be. The sooner the better, but you don't have to race yourself on this. Get your mind in the right place, start to improvise, start to make adjustments, and just know you're doing a lot of benefits for your body. Don't sit here and think, I don't get to do this anymore. What? How about I get to take care of myself more? I get to actually treat this body the respect that it deserves, that God has blessed me with a body and I get to treat it well with good fuel. How about we get there? Because when you get there, life truly begins to happen through the cells, to your body, to your metabolism, to your system in general. We are created to eat clean, healthy, whole foods 100% of the time. But America, we are good at overindulging. We are good at treating our bodies like they're a garbage can. We are good at not taking care of ourselves. And it's time to wake up. And I want to be a voice for that. I know with my life being almost 800 pounds, I almost threw my life away. I was ingesting junk. I was drinking soda every day. I was eating and eating and eating and gorging myself. But I knew overall, when life almost ended for me, I knew I had to make changes. So I'm hoping you do that as well and you recognize your value and worth and recognize that you're worth making adjustments to. You're worth putting better things in your body. You're worth the carrot over the chocolate bar. It doesn't taste the same, I know, but sometimes you have to train your brain to think, you know what? I don't need that stuff because it's not helping me. It's not medicine. It's poison. Poison is not meant to be consumed. Poison kills. And that's what we're doing. We're killing ourselves with what we're consuming. Ensure that you are putting good protein in your body at every meal. Ensure that you are having vegetables and fruits throughout the day. Ensure that you're eating less processed junk. This will show you a better way of life. Eat the nuts. Try to make sure, I would try to make sure they're not cooked or made in oils like cottonseed oil or any type of seed oil, but try to get them raw. It's always better. Or even roasted without any oils over them. That's always good too. Okay. But just the takeaway for today, make the changes. Look at your plate and say, thank you that I get a plate today, God. And thank you that I can put medicine on my plate today. All right. When you start switching your mind, this becomes a lot easier. So make those simple, realistic steps, make those things happen, and start seeing some changes happen to your body because it is very much worth it. You are very much worth it. And you can see results for yourself. I believe that 100%. If I didn't apply these things in my life, I wouldn't be here today talking to you. Believe me, my life was almost over. I know for a fact I'm here for a mission that's to help you understand how to take care of yourself better. This is a message to you. I believe the Lord uses me and others who are speaking health and speaking life. He uses those people to bring life to your ears so you can apply those things and change your life forever. Learn from those who made those mistakes, who almost missed out on a life that God had for them because of their addictions, because of their lack of knowledge on food and how to be healthy. I'm sharing with you, it takes small steps to make big impact. Okay. All right, guys, thanks so much for letting me talk to you today. Thanks for listening to this episode today. I love you. Coach George and I will be back soon, and we'll have more episodes remaining for you to listen to. All right. Remember, it all starts with one step. See you guys.